Okay, so welcome everyone. This is our full moon in Scorpio. It is April 27th, 2021. And technically the full moon was last night. We had the first super moon. But tonight is also considered the second of the three full moons. And I wanted to share this beautiful card as we begin this grief ritual, because this is the card for the moon of this lunar cycle. And it says, Kali stands screaming in the cremation grounds. She is dark and terrifying. She wears a garland of skulls around her neck and holds a cleaver in her right hand and makes a threatening gesture with her left. Her emotions are riled up and she wants to be left alone. Give Kali the space she needs to process her emotions. Like Kali, know that feeling angry, frustrated, and out of control is part of being human. Be willing to step back from a difficult situation and ride the wave of the emotion in a safe space to see where it takes you. When thoroughly analyzed, our once out of balance emotions can provide gateways to health and healing. These screams remind us that it is necessary to recognize and explore our emotions. When we attempt to suppress or control our emotions rather than experience and work with them, they lead to distress and disease. Although many people are afraid of being overwhelmed by their emotions, they aren't actually as terrifying as we believe. Emotions can be experienced and released safely without overtaking us. Allowing ourselves to fully experience our feelings can help us sort out what we really want in life and how we can make our behavior consistent with those desires. Feeling our emotions makes us more resilient. So this was thanks to our dear friend, many of you know, Josie Sykes. And she is a wise woman. And I've appreciated using those cards throughout the whole lunar cycle. There's a different card for every day. So I will share that as a resource for you all later. So as we begin for our grief ritual, would you please, and I don't think I asked you to bring this before, but would you please bring a piece of paper, if you can get one, and a pen or a pencil, or your journal, anything like that, anything to write something down. And if you have your essential oils that we used from the new moon just a couple weeks ago, the oils that we used were magnolia, lavender, rosemary, bergamot, lavender, and wild orange. So you also may have put all those together in a roller bottle. So if you have that, I do hope that you've been using it every day, and maybe you have infused it when you made your roller with a mantra or an intention. And so if you'd like to use that, we can do this anointing practice with that, or we can use the individual oils. So I'm going to use this, and we're going to anoint just three places in our body to begin. So if you want to use your roller bottle, or if you want to begin with your heart and you have magnolia, your choice, use one or the other. And perhaps just inhale. Magnolia is the oil of compassion. And when you're ready, just place that over your heart. Maybe even take some and rub it into the palms of your hands if you'd like. And then just inhale. A few deep breaths. Just taking a moment to bring ourselves into this moment. Maybe closing the eyes. We're here for this grief ritual to express and feel some of these emotions that can be uncomfortable to sit with at times, but are a natural part of life and the stages of life and the cycles of life. We have these ups and these downs and this ebb and this flow and birth and death and newness and letting go. And these are all experiences that we will have over and over again. And on a cellular level within our bodies, this is happening with each and every cell at every moment of every day. Your cells are continually multiplying and dividing, and in that, they are birthing new cells, and old cells are passing away and being released. And with each breath, just noticing your inhale and your exhale. Each breath is an opportunity to receive something new and to let something go. So, in this grief ritual, having compassion for ourselves in this process at our hearts will be an anchor that I want us to just keep coming back to over and over again. Our hearts is our place where we can acknowledge two opposite things being true simultaneously. And in my experience, there's wonderful beauty and truth and power in this awareness and this acceptance. And the process of grief can take a while. So today we're going to just feel it all and keep coming back to our heart with compassion. So when you're ready, let's go now and let's take lavender oil if you have it. And we're just going to place a drop on the throat, just soothing the throat, acknowledging this channel of communication, and also then placing it on the center of the forehead, acknowledging this center of communication, maybe smoothing out any tension that may be in the forehead, allowing the fingers to massage into the temples even, allowing your body to guide you as we anoint the body and honor it with its wisdom. Maybe let the middle finger or any of the fingers just come to rest there in the center of the forehead. And then perhaps just letting the forehead lower down towards the heart for a moment. That feels comfortable. Perhaps the other hand wants to rest on the belly or touch the earth or feel the legs. Let the hands just relax for a moment here. Feeling the whole spine from the base to the crown. And noticing perhaps the subtle movements that are happening in the body as you breathe. Just notice perhaps that the inhale does always fill up the upper part of the lungs and then move down and the whole spine opens a little, the front of the body softens. And as you exhale, perhaps you feel both the base and the top of the spine, the head, coming together at the heart. With the exhale, maybe there's a little lift in the base of the body, pulling the pelvic floor up, just with a little gentle encouragement. Just noticing the ways that the breath and the body are connected, above and below, front and back, left and right. When you're ready, just let the hands come down and gently open the eyes. Good. And now, if you have rosemary, let's take a drop of rosemary. And for the new moon, we put rosemary on the top of our heads. This time, I want us to put it on the arches of our spine, or sorry, the arches of our feet, which represents our spine, if that feels comfortable. And of course, you can do both as well. Rosemary is the oil of knowledge and transition. And in this process of grief and allowing our emotions to be felt, rosemary can be helpful. So anointing the feet from the heel all the way up the arches of the foot, coming into the big toe, maybe even massaging around the joints of the big toe. And just acknowledging the base of your body that supports you, that keeps you tethered to the earth and your roots. Maybe even allowing the hands just to go further up the legs, massaging the calves, and allowing, again, your own body's wisdom to guide you. Just loving this body you are in, honoring all it feels, all it wants to feel. What helps it feel better? You know. So just take another moment here, massaging into wherever the feet, the legs, the ankles want to be loved. Acknowledging this transition and this process. Grief often has been given different stages. So often we have denial of loss when there is often trauma, particularly around the loss, where it is sudden and unexpected. It can often be met with a lot of denial at the beginning. And then often we go through stages of anger, and perhaps bargaining, and then sadness and depression can often come in. And then acceptance and compassion. And the cycles of these and the stages of these do not have to be in any particular order. And in my experience, they continue to come and go with many different layers over the years. So let rosemary at our base just support wisdom in this transition. And then when you're ready, we're just going to use one more oil. So our last three oils, bergamot, lemon, and wild orange. I just want you to choose whichever one you feel called to and just place one drop under your tongue. I'm going to go to wild orange. And just take a moment and let's just sit. And if you have your journal, your paper, we're going to go to it in just a moment, but let's just breathe quietly, either with the mouth open or closed. It might be quite intense for you, and just take your time. Consider if you had an intention at the new moon a couple weeks ago, going to your piece of paper and just jotting down what that was, what that is for you still. And then consider now if that word or phrase has come to mean anything to you in this moment, specifically, perhaps that you didn't intend for it to mean before. And perhaps write down anything that comes to mind, any memories, any thoughts, any directions or ideas that may have come up in the last 2 weeks that have helped guide you and bring this intention deeper into your heart. There's no right or wrong. Just allow this to be a stream of your emotions here, coming to the paper to be acknowledged. And when you're finished with that, I want you to just draw a circle now, big or little, up to you. And in the center of the circle, write down whatever it is that you are grieving right now. This could be a person, this could be a feeling, a relationship, an idea maybe that didn't come to be what you thought it would be. But put whatever it is that you are grieving into the circle. You might even consider putting yourself into the circle. There can be more than one. And then when you're ready, on the outside of the circle, would you just write down some of the feelings that are present for you in this moment? And if you don't know, that's okay. We don't have to name them. We're going to come back to this. But if you're aware of something that is there, anger, sadness, denial, bargaining, shame, guilt, whatever might be coming up for you, Maybe you're already at peace and compassion and acceptance. Maybe you're just momentarily sort of dull, not feeling much at all. Maybe you've become numb. Just whatever that is. When you're complete, just put this aside. And would you please just come back and let the hands come to the body? We're just going to allow one hand to come to the heart, one hand to the belly, lowering the head, and just beginning to breathe. And on your next inhale, would you please just inhale the arms in a circle up around you and stretch the front of the body, and exhale and bring the hands back down. Touch the earth, maybe round the spine. And let's just do this a few times. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, bring them down. Nothing grandiose here, just moving, maybe rolling the shoulders as they come down. Inhaling, the arms can come in front of the body even. And exhale the arms out to the side. Once more, inhaling the arms up in front. And exhaling down to the side. Let's do this once again. This time inhaling the arms up in front of the body. And this time exhaling, letting one hand come behind you, just twisting gently to one side, looking behind you. Inhaling the arms up, looking up at the hands above, and exhaling and twisting to the other side. Just gently continuing. Inhaling the arms up, looking up if that's comfortable. Exhaling, feeling some strength in the belly, letting the twist come from the base of the spine. And just continue gently moving. Let the fingers be soft. Let the spine not just twist, but it can also round and flex a little. As we inhale and we arch and the heart lifts, and we exhale and the heart lowers and the spine flexes the other way a little bit. One more on either side. Just gently, gently going to whatever degree feels good to you. And when you're ready, come back to the center. And let's just exhale, and let's just come all the way forward. And let yourself just bow down to the ground wherever is good for you. If you don't come all the way down, that's fine. But let the head hang forward. In our grief, we want to practice as much as possible, truly feeling ourselves letting go of whatever emotions are coming up. In this practice, this grief ritual, let's just do our best to focus on the breath. And so for each inhale, maybe the spine lifts a little bit and straightens. And with each exhale, you lower down, rounding the spine, lifting the abdomen, the belly button towards the back of the spine a little more. Nothing dramatic here, but focusing on the exhale being a little longer, giving over. Take a few more breaths here. The inhale, lengthening the spine. The exhale, lowering down. If the head touches the ground, that's great. But if not, just keep letting it lower towards the heart, rounding the back of the spine. As you inhale, perhaps even the tailbone arches as the heart lifts. And as you exhale, the tailbone and the head move towards each other, towards the heart, curling in. Take one more breath here. Perhaps the pause after the exhale is just another moment longer. Stay in that pause. And when you're ready, let the inhale bring you back to the center. Just take a moment before you transition. And when you're ready, let's just come into child's pose. Bring the toes together. Maybe one big toe crosses over the other, and the knees can be as wide or as close together as you'd like. And let the hands just reach out in front of you. And if this isn't comfortable on the belly or the knees, perhaps you want to put either a cushion behind you or a cushion on your belly. Both are lovely. Come into child's pose. And if your forehead does touch the ground, just notice that connection point. Notice yourself sitting back on the heels as much as possible, noticing where the shins are connected to the earth, where the toes are touching the earth. Notice where the fingers are touching the earth. And take the next few breaths here, allowing yourself to release the weight that is being carried in every single cell. Perhaps visualizing all of these perfectly round cells within your body, making up this beautiful house that you reside in. And feel each cell completely relaxing and being given over to the earth. Visualizing lightness, feeling the weight of any depression, the weight of the burden of guilt or shame or sadness. Let this come out. Tears, releasing anything that allows you to give over whatever you've been carrying. Acknowledging the relationships that you love and acknowledging that which will never be the same again. And giving over, knowing that everyone is doing their best, including you. with what we are given. Releasing any exhales through the mouth, sighing, letting things out, moaning, wailing. Let whatever comes, come. The earth will continue to support you. The sun will keep shining, giving you strength, lighting your way. And the moon's rhythms will continue to heal you in all the mysteriousness that we don't understand. That we can see in the power of nature all around us. Take another breath here. And when you're ready, let's just come up to hands and knees and just feel the earth. Maybe open the eyes for a moment and look down at your hands and look down at your legs. And just take a moment to feel the whole body where it's connected. Spreading the fingers wide, maybe even stretching the toes, turning them under, spreading them wide. And when you're ready, just inhaling and looking up, arching the back, spreading the sit bones, keeping the joints soft, and exhale, rounding the spine, lifting the belly, lifting the pelvic floor, and just continuing, gently arching, lifting the heart, lifting the tailbone, and exhaling. And as you continue, pausing after the exhale, pausing after the inhale, letting the breath begin and end the movement. As you exhale, draw up the abdominals as much as you can, creating strength through the whole back of the body. In the pause after exhale, feel the full arch, the power going back into the earth, all that you're giving over. And as you inhale, receive all that the earth is giving you, soaking it up through your arms and your legs, into the heart, into the belly. Acknowledging this relationship we have with the earth and the sky, and all the living beings, natural elements we're surrounded by. Remembering that you are that You are that nature. You are that perfection. And in that cycle, this time as you exhale, just tuck the toes under and let's just gently lift the knees and push the heart back towards the thighs, keeping the knees very much bent as we come into a down dog. And just slowly inhaling and allowing the legs to straighten. We're moving very slowly here. Maybe you want to pedal the legs just gently, just stretching the back of each leg a little at a time. Noticing the micro movements from the toes all the way up the legs, from the ankles to the knees, to the hips, to the pelvis. Feeling the whole spine, from base to crown. Notice the strength of the arms without locking any of the joints. Keep the elbows soft. Just take a couple breaths here, letting the feet connect with the earth fully if you can, letting the knees stay soft. If it's comfortable, open the eyes if you would like to look at your world upside down, gaining another perspective. As we process grief, this is one of the things that can be helpful, is to just remember we are changing all the time. Feeling the fullness of the breath, the inhale coming in to the back of the body as much of the front of the body. The exhale, completely releasing, creating a foundation of strength throughout the whole body, from feet to hands. Whenever you want to rest, you can always rest, but if you want to stay a couple more breaths, just hang out here and stay in the pause after the exhale just a little longer. Draw the belly in and up. Let the inhale be as full as it can be without pushing it. Don't worry about the inhale, it will come. And when you're ready, in the pause after the exhale, let's just bring the knees to the ground. Inhale, lift the head and the sit bones, and exhale, and let's come back into child's pose. Let the forehead come to the ground if you can, and maybe just let the head turn to one side and bring the arms back by the feet, and just rest for a moment. remembering that you are enough, just as you are. Our world is so full of pressures of things that we think things should be, that many people simply grieve for the fact that life isn't what they thought it would be or what they want it to be. It might not even be something you can pinpoint as something that you've lost, something that has died. It could be something that you're grieving you never even had. And that is valid. And know that you are enough, just as you are. All the little things that you care about, that matter to you, let these become what guides you. When you're ready, let's just come onto our backs, gently transitioning, maybe just rolling over. And let's just hug our knees in to the chest, one hand on either knee. And if you ever want to put your legs on something, a chair or a sofa, just rest like this often, particularly if you are feeling the stages of depression and sadness and grief. And know that resting like this is one of the best things you can do. So take your time here. Don't underestimate the value of resting. And in your grief, sometimes this is all you really can do. And this is enough. You are enough. When you're ready, let's just inhale the arms out to the side and exhale. And let's just gently let the knees twist to one side. And you can look towards the knees or in the opposite direction. When you're ready, though, inhale, come back to center, and exhale and go to the other side. And just gently keep going with this twist. And if it's more comfortable to keep the feet on the ground, that's fine. Do that too. Find a version of this that works for you. Keep it gentle with the breath beginning and ending. Inhale brings you to center. Pause in the middle. Begin the exhale and then go to the other side. Letting the breath continue to exhale all the way till you get to the bottom. And then pausing. Beginning the inhale. And then letting the breath bring the knees back to the center. Be gentle with yourself and your loved ones. Go slowly, letting the breath guide you. When you're ready, if you want to stay in the twist, stay there on one side, or if you prefer, just stay in the center with your hands on your knees, that's fine too. With each exhale in the twist, feel the breath lifting from below to above. Noticing the pause. Noticing how the inhale always comes, expanding, opening, bringing fresh energy. When you're ready, inhale back to center. Pause at the center. Begin the exhale, go to the other side. Take an equal number of breaths here. Feeling both of the shoulder blades connected to the earth. Feeling each of the fingers, each of the toes. So you're breathing with the whole body. When you're ready with an inhale, come back to center. Exhale and hug the knees closer to the chest. And then let's inhale and bring the arms over the head and the feet to the sky. And exhale and hug the knees back in. And just keep going like this. Inhale, opening, feeling the extension through the fingers and the toes. And exhaling, gently hugging and loving yourself completely. I know it can be hard to love ourselves completely sometimes, but do your best. Bring it all in. You are here for yourself, to love your body, to feel everything that you feel. It's all true for you. Everything that your experience is and has been. Your body knows. You know. So love what is true for you. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. Good. And this time as you inhale, let's do a little bridge. Bring the feet to the ground, lifting the hips, arms still come overhead, and exhaling and rolling down, hugging the knees in. Continue with this. Inhaling, lifting the hips, arching the back, feeling the feet push into the earth. Exhale brings you down. Knees come in. Hold the breath out. And then let it come when it's ready. Bringing you back up. The heart lifts. The back arches. Each toe presses into the earth. And stay here if you'd like for a couple breaths, or come down if you prefer. If you're staying, just allow the whole body to be with the breath here, so that with the inhale, the whole body is receiving fresh oxygen, fresh prana, fresh life force. And with each exhale, completely releasing that which no longer serves us. Letting go, letting go. Take one more breath here. And when you're ready, exhale, rolling down one vertebra at a time. Hug the knees in. And just rest for a moment. Feel the back of the body relax. Let the shoulders, the whole spine, the hips, the back of the head. Feel these connections where all of your cells are meeting the earth in relationship of physicality, realness, what is below you right now, holding you up, what is always here for you. And if you'd like, let go of the knees and just let the whole body come to lay flat for just a moment or two. We won't be here too long. Let the whole body spread out and take up as much space as you would like. There is more space in the universe than anything else. So everything that you feel, there's room for it. And you can get as big or as small as you want here. But you have a space and a right to take up your space. For the next moment or two, see if you can let each cell of your body be seen and felt for being completely whole and light. And feel in the lightness the releasing of anything it's carrying, anything you are carrying or holding, feeling that you are ready to put down, even if it's just for the next few breaths. And when you're ready, just wiggle the fingers and the toes. Slowly awakening the body. And just gently roll over onto one side and come back to sit. If you can, keep the eyes closed. And just come back to sit. Continuing to rest as much as you were when you were lying down. When you're ready, would you please just take one hand to your chest and one hand to your belly. Just continue to rest still, just feeling the hands on the body. Maybe feeling yourself holding yourself. Maybe take a few more breaths and just allow the exhale to become a little longer. And pause after the exhale. Draw the belly in and up with some strength. Let the inhale come naturally and be as big as it wants to be. Let the focus be on this strength at the base of the body. You might find in the pause after the exhale that you can draw up on the pelvic floor and draw the lower abdominals and then the upper abdominals up even a little more. Only go to the degree that it feels good. Please do not force anything at all. Just be in your strength. That is also open and receptive to this nurturing flow of life that is supporting you with every breath. Ease up now. Let the exhale lighten so that the pause isn't as long or as strong. So that the inhale and the exhale slowly come back to relax and meet. And then let the hands perhaps just come together. Maybe the fingertips are just very lightly touching the space between the palms. So soft and sensitive. Feeling the essence of what you're holding between your palms. In your hands. Where your inhale and your exhale meet, the front and back and left and right and up and down. All opposites come from and return to you, including you and me. Let the head lower to acknowledge this essence of what you hold at your heart. Know that your grief and all of your feelings they have a right to exist. They have a right to be honored. You have the right to be in this process right now, exactly as you are, and know that you are enough. And even when we don't understand, we can surrender to power that we hold here at our heart. You're ready. Just gently open your eyes and move towards your paper, your journal, and just write down any words or thoughts. Again, on the outside of the circle, anything that you are feeling. About what is true for you, true of your life and your relationships. You're ready. I invite you to take this piece of paper now and fold it. And you might want to spend some time working on it. So if you're not quite ready to do this, that's fine. But when you are ready, I encourage you to do something with this piece of paper. You might want to burn it and then put the ashes into the earth somewhere. Maybe even I suggest plant something, a seed of anything, and let this paper transform. You also may just want to, I don't know what else you could do with it. I'm sure there are lots of things you can do with it. But this is, if you'd like, and when you're ready to feel complete with this aspect, let it be transformed into something else. So tonight, here on Tuesdays, we have a song circle. If you are in Goleta and you'd like to come by, it's at 7 p.m. It's also online. So I participate in the song circle. My friend Glenn Phillips leads it, and it's very inspirational. We sing songs from all different worlds, cultures, and religions, and it's very easy, and it's very transformative. So that is Tuesdays at 7 p.m. If you would like to join that, just let me know. Also, please do watch what's coming up at 12 o'clock Pacific time today. We are going to talk about the immune system and how that relates to a grief process, actually, and what it means for our immune systems to go through the healthy birth and death of cells in the body, and how that keeps our immune system strong. Because what we've just done here is not just for our emotional health, as if we can separate that, but it is for our physical, spiritual, mental, emotional aspects of our well being as well. And our immune system is intricately tied to all this. So that will be coming up, or you can watch the video too. So I hope that this has been helpful, and please reach out if you have any questions. I would love to be able to support you in your process. Namaste.